大家好，欢迎来到我的小博客。Hi, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I will take you through the HSK 5 vocabulary list. We'll take a look at the example sentences and study the most tricky and confusing pairs. If you are learning Chinese and planning to take an HSK test, subscribe to this channel. I share weekly insights and tips about how to successfully pass the exam. So let's go. In the earlier tests, you definitely met the words "ai" to love and "àixī" love as a noun. Now we have three additional words with a similar meaning. They are àihù, àixī, and àixīn. So àihù literally means to love, ai and protect, 保护. For example, 爱护老年人, 爱护小孩. Or it can be to take good care of something. For example, 爱护环境, 爱护身体. 爱惜 means to treasure, to cherish, to use sparingly. It's a combination of 爱 and 珍惜, to value. For example, 爱惜时间, to value time, 爱惜生命, to value life. So the two verbs are very similar and in many contexts interchangeable, but the first one is more about taking care, about protecting something, and the second one is about valuing, putting a high price on something. 爱心 is a noun. It means compassion, kindness. It can be used with the verb 发挥爱心 to show compassion. 请发挥你的爱心，帮助那些需要帮助的人。Please show your kindness and help those who need it. And it's used with the classifier 片，以片爱心。The next word is 安装, to install. It's most commonly used with software. 安装软件. You can also 安装家具 to assemble furniture, or 安装设备 to install equipment. The next word is 熬夜, to stay up late. 你怎么能天天熬夜呢? How can you stay up late every night? The next word is 把握, which means to grasp, to hold. 把握武器, to hold a weapon. But most often it's used figuratively, meaning to find, to get hold of something. 把握平衡, to find balance. 把握机会, to grasp an opportunity. There is also a very similar verb on the HSK 5 vocabulary list, which is 掌握. It can also be translated as grasp, and it means either understand something like 掌握知识, 掌握语言, to understand some knowledge, some information, or a language, or about controlling something, 掌握情况, to be in control of a situation, or 掌握自己的命运, to be the master of your own fate. As I was preparing this text, I learned that 把握 can also be a noun, which came as a surprise because I never heard it used as a noun. But apparently 把握 can also mean guarantee, a high chance of something happening. 有把握 or 没有把握, 没有成功的把握. There is no guarantee of success. 他有把握能考上那所大学. He is likely to enter that university. 他对自己很有把握. He is very confident of himself. After you 把握 something, after you grasp something, you wanna 保持, you wanna maintain, you wanna keep it. 保持平衡, to keep balance. 保持锻炼身体的习惯, to keep the habit of exercising. The next pair of two very similar, very confusing words are 保存 and 保留. So 保存 means to preserve something, to keep in good condition. It's mostly about some valuable objects, some artifacts. 保存古代建筑, to preserve ancient buildings. Or it's about computer files. 保存文件, to save files. Its synonym 保留 means to preserve, to continue something, like 保留传统, to continue the tradition. The next two words are 报道. They can be confusing because they sound the same, but they actually have completely different meanings. So the first 报道 means to report. It's usually in the context of broadcasting, media communications. 报道重要新闻, to broadcast important news, or 据新华社报道, according to Xinhua news agency reports. You may remember it by thinking of it as 用报纸让大家知道. The second 报到 means to report to some kind of authority that you have arrived, to report for duty. For example, 我先要到老师的办公室报到. I first need to run by the teacher's office to say that I'm here, that I have arrived. The next pair is 彼此 and 互相. So 彼此 means this and that, two sides, both. It's a synonym of 双方, both sides. For example, 他们彼此说了几句话. Both of them said several phrases. And 互相 means reciprocal. It means that something goes both ways. For example, 互相帮助, to help each other. 互相支持, to support each other. The next word is 必然. It means inevitable, certain. It can be used as an adjective, 必然的结果, an inevitable result, or as an adverb, 你的努力必然有回报. Your efforts will certainly be rewarded. The next word is 表达, which means to express some kind of opinion, feeling, or attitude. To say what you think or feel. 我表达我的观点. I express my opinion. 我表达我对他的好感. I express my good feelings toward him. A similar word is 表现, to demonstrate. For example, 他的优点表现在许多方面. His excellence is demonstrated in many different ways. 表现 can also mean performance or behavior. For example, 孩子的表现, the child's behavior. And to make matters worse, there is another very similar verb, which is biǎomíng. It means to make clear, to prove, usually some fact or data, biǎomíng something. For example, 试验表明这个结论是正确的. The experiment shows that this conclusion is correct. The next word is 避免, which means to avoid. 老师叫我们注意安全，避免发生事故. The teacher tells us to be careful to avoid an accident. It can also mean to refrain from doing something. For example, 为了减肥，他避免吃甜的东西. To lose weight, she refrains from eating sweets. And something is 不可避免的, unavoidable. 避免 should not be confused with 逃避, which means to escape, to dodge something. 逃避责任, to shirk responsibility. 他一直在逃避这个问题. He's always trying to dodge this question. So 避免 is about preventing something from happening, and 逃避 is about avoiding something that you don't like, but something that already exists. The next word is a conjunction, 并且, which means and, besides, also, kind of gives an additional layer of information. 他爱你并且接受你的选择. He loves you and he accepts your choice. It may be used with 不但 something something 并且 not only but also. 他不但很聪明并且很努力. Not only is he smart, he's also very industrious. The next word is 不见得, which is the same as 不一定, not necessarily, unlikely. 不见得对, not necessarily true. 他今天不见得会来. I don't think he will come. He's unlikely to come. 他不见得看过这本书. It's unlikely that she has read this book. This is the same as 未必. 富人未必总有幸福的. Rich people are not necessarily always happy. The next word is 采取, to take, to adopt, to follow. It's better to learn this word in collocations. The most common of them would be 采取措施, to take measures, 采取步骤, to take steps, 采取某一种态度, to adopt some kind of attitude. Other words that can follow 采取 are 立场, approach, 手段, means, 途径, path, 方向, direction, or 制裁, sanctions. The next word is 惭愧. It means to feel ashamed. 他因忘了妻子的生日而感到惭愧. He's ashamed because he forgot his wife's birthday. The next word is 操心, to worry about something. 我为你操心, I worry about you. 操心事 are things to worry about. 个人有个人的操心事. Everybody has his own things to worry about. And 瞎操心 means to worry for nothing, literally to worry blindly. A very close synonym of 操心 is 担心. It also means to worry. 不要担心 一切都会好 Don't worry, everything's gonna be fine. 别为我担心 Don't worry about me. 担心 can take an object after it. For example, 我担心你 I am worried about you. Or 我担心会出事 I worry something may happen. 操心 usually goes without an object, so you cannot 操心 something or somebody. It's always 为 something something 操心. And another close synonym is 发愁. It also means to worry, but this one is more about feeling sad and anxious about something. 不要为这件事发愁 Don't worry about it. Don't be sad about it. The next word is 彻底, which means thoroughly, completely. 彻底改变 to change completely. 彻底失败 to lose on all fronts. 彻底删除的文件如何恢复 How do you recover the files that were removed from the trash bin? The next word is 承担 to assume, to take on, to bear. Usually about responsibility. 承担责任 to bear responsibility can also be 承担费用 to bear costs or 承担风险 to take risk. A synonym of that would be 担任 which means to assume some kind of a job or duty. 担任领导 to take charge. 担任班长 to take on the role of a class monitor. The next word is 成立 which means to set up, to found. For example, 成立组织 to set up an organization. 成立 can also be to hold water, to be tenable about an argument, for example. 这个论点不成立 This argument does not hold water. The next word is 承受 to bear, to sustain about some kind of problems, difficulties. 承受损失 to suffer losses. 承受压力 to be under pressure. The next word is 称赞 to commend, to praise somebody. Can be a verb and a noun. 他受到了大家的称赞 He was praised by everybody. And 他称赞他们的热情 He praised them for their enthusiasm. The next one is 吃亏 to suffer losses, to be at a disadvantage. 跟他做生意你是要吃亏的 If you do business with him, you're the one who's going to be at a disadvantage. 多亏 means thanks to something, luckily. It can be used as a part of a complex sentence, like thanks to something, something else happened or didn't happen. For example, 多亏你叫醒我，否则我就错过这班车了。Thanks you woke me up, otherwise I would have missed my bus. Or it can be used to express gratitude without the consequences. 多亏你帮我。Thanks for your help. The next one is 持续 to last. 持续不久 not to last long. Or 持续2分钟 to last for 2 minutes. And 可持续发展 is sustainable development, literally the development that can last for a long time. Next is a pair chōngfèn and chōngmǎn. Chōngfèn means sufficient and it can be used as an adjective. 充分的准备 sufficient preparation, or as an adverb 充分发挥你的潜力 to fully realize your potential. 充满 is a verb and it means to be full of something, to bring with something. For example, 我心里充满了喜悦 My heart is full of happiness. Or 日光充满了房间 The sunlight filled the room. The next word is 传播which means to disseminate, to spread to a larger group, usually about knowledge or disease. 传播知识 to spread knowledge. 传播先进经验 to transfer best practices. 传播疾病 to spread a disease. A synonym of that would be 传递. But if 传播 is about spreading something to a larger group, 传递 is about transferring something from one person to another. For example, 传递信件 to deliver mail, 传递消息 to convey news. And another very similar verb would be 流传, but this one is an intransitive verb, it does not take direct object, and it is used to say that a story or a piece of news is spreading. For example, 这个故事已经流传了好几年. This story is already out there for several years. Next one is 从事 to engage in some kind of activity. For example, 从事贸易工作 to be engaged in trade, or 从事写作, to be a writer, to devote yourself to writing. The next one is 促进, to promote, to improve, literally to make something move forward, to make something develop. For example, 促进互相了解, to promote mutual understanding. 促进友好关系, to promote friendship. 促进经济, to promote the economy. Its synonym 促使 means to urge, to spur something, but this one doesn't necessarily mean improving something, it just means making something happen. 妈妈的称赞促使孩子认真学习. Mom's praise urged the kid to study harder. Okay, we're moving on to letter D, and the first word here is 达到. It means to achieve, to reach something. Normally about something figurative. For example, 达到目标, to reach a goal. 达到标准, to reach a level, to reach a standard. 达到一定程度, to reach a certain degree. This should not be confused with 到达, which is literally to arrive at some location. 到达上海, to arrive in Shanghai. 飞机准时到达, the plane arrived on time. 达到, the figurative one, can be measured, so it can be used with a classifier. For example, 这个目标我达到过一次. And it can be used in the structure 达不到. The literal one, 到达, cannot be used like this. The next word is 度过, to spend, to pass, about some period of time. For example, 度过童年, to spend one's childhood. 他在日本度过了他的童年. He spent his childhood in Japan. 我想在巴厘岛度过下个冬天. I want to spend next winter in Bali. 反而 is an adverb which shows that something happened contrary to the expected. We usually translate it by simply but or however. 我等了他半天, 他反而没来. I waited for her half a day, but she didn't come. 我不但没有帮助她, 反而给她添了麻烦. Not only I did not help her, I only added to her troubles. 妨碍 means to hinder, to obstruct something. You 妨碍 something. For example, 妨碍交通, to block traffic. Or you can 妨碍 other people from doing something. For example, 妨碍别人学习, to prevent people from studying. The next one is 繁荣, which means blooming, thriving. For example, 经济繁荣, a blooming economy. 商业繁荣, a thriving business. The next word is 凡是, which means all, every, each. It's a synonym of 所有的, and it usually goes with 都. For example, 凡是去过上海的人都说上海很美. Everybody who has been to Shanghai says it's very beautiful. 凡是你要的东西我都有. I have everything you need. The next one is 纷纷, one after another, in succession. 大家纷纷提出建议. Everybody offered proposals, one after another. Or 台风来袭, 出海的船纷纷进港避风. The typhoon was approaching and all the boats at sea returned to the harbor one after another to avoid the storm. The next word is 讽刺, which means mockery or to mock somebody. 不要讽刺别人. Don't mock other people. 说讽刺话, to mock, to speak ironically. 讽刺的语气, ironic tone. 讽刺小说, a satirical novel, or 讽刺画, a caricature. And the last pair for today is 否定 and 否认. 否定 is to negate, can be in a grammatical sense, like 否定词 is a negation word. For example, in Chinese, 不美 are 否定词. Or it means to turn down, to reject some kind of idea or proposal. 我们不能随便否定个人的看法. We cannot randomly reject personal opinions. And 否认 is to deny some information that you think is false, or to deny existence of something. 事实是不能否认的. You cannot deny the facts. And 否认的报告 is a disclaimer. Okay, so these were the HSK 5 words for today. This is a long video. If you are watching to the end, please put a plus in the comment section below. I am really curious. I want to see how many of you watched to the end. And of course, stay tuned for the next part. 谢谢大家耐心观看，下次再见，拜拜。